Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Monday to you. Thanks for spending part of the beginning of your new work week with us here on Wave Listens Live. I'm your host, Brian Schlonsky. We have got a great show for you today as we take you right to the rundown. Cornerstone Wellness Center is here. We'll be talking about the amazing SoftWave technology that they can use to treat patients. Heat wave hydration, helping young athletes beat the heat this fall and summer during games and practices. And then the Kentucky Humane Society. Get excited because it is all about the cats today. But before we hit to those two segments, we are starting again with Cornerstone Wellness Center and Dr. Doug Kane joining us here in the studio again. And of course, as always, Doctor, it's great to see you here and great to talk about the amazing things that you can do for patients here.
Thanks for having me back.
All right, let's start first and foremost, because I teased it there, the SoftWave technology, something that you have found great success with the patients here in our area.
Absolutely. So this is kind of a brand new technology. It's built on the older technology that was used for lithotripsy, for breaking up kidney stones. So it's a shockwave technology, but what we can use that to do, it's actually called SoftWave TRT, which stands for Tissue Regeneration Technology. So it helps stimulate the healing process, and it's very well known for eradicating pain and discomfort.
I was going to say, okay, so pain seems like an obvious one as we're looking at one of the patients here using the SoftWave for some knee pain. Who are ideal candidates if they're watching this segment and say, man, I've had pain here, pain there. How does this help them?
Pain is the biggest thing it treats. It actually does three things. It will help to eradicate both acute and chronic pain almost immediately, and in many cases it is immediate. The other thing it does is it opens up the capillary perfusion rate about 300%. So that's more blood, that's more oxygen, that's more nutrients, so that creates better healing potential. But the best thing that it does, the most impressive thing that it does, is it stimulates your body's own natural stem cells, and those will continue to work and continue to create that healing process for 8 to 12 weeks, 2 to 3 months after any given treatment.
Dr. Kane, we've talked about this before, but there's not a ton of these devices out there. It's rare that our area has access to something like this, right?
It is. The technology is from Germany. As of a month ago, there was about 1,100 units worldwide. Most of those were in research facilities. Actually, about half of them are in the United States, but in research facilities like Mayo and Harvard. But the other one's professional sports teams. So Pittsburgh Steelers, Atlanta Hawks, I know the LA Lakers just took delivery of their 4th unit. So we're very fortunate. It is actually making its way into the natural and holistic healthcare environment. That's how I learned about it. I have a friend that is friends with a gentleman who imports them from Germany. Other than that, I probably would have known about it myself.
How is it when you're talking to patients and they realize, like, hey, this is technology that's being used on professional athletes who put major stress on the same body parts time and time again in practice, in the games. They're at the top of their class in the world, and hey, you have access to the same technology, and for you, this is just to get you rocking and rolling for some patients again.
Right. It doesn't matter if you're a $1 million athlete or if you just need to go to work and earn an income for your family so you can provide food, clothing, and shelter. We all have needs with that, and so the ability of this machine to drive out the biochemicals that create pain is absolutely amazing. Just kind of the results we've seen in the office just in the 2 weeks since I was here last are astounding. And like I said, those stem cells, they keep healing for 2 to 3 months out. We've not had our machine that long, so we don't have the benefit of seeing the full healing potential yet.
You're already seeing it just on the level of how long you've had it.
Absolutely. So just a few cases. We had a lady that's been dealing with plantar fasciitis. She came in last Tuesday for her first treatment. She had surgery scheduled on Friday, and after her first treatment, she canceled that surgery. I didn't recommend her do that, but she felt so much better, she realized, hey, I'm going to try this before we go to something surgical in nature. I have a friend of mine who's a hairstylist. She's been able to stand and work all day long without any pain in her lower back for the first time in 2 years. One gentleman was able to sleep for the first time in 20 years with the incredible difficulty that he had with low back back pain. So it is making some incredible changes.
Amazing stories already. I want to talk about questions, because I'm sure that since you've been on and we've talked about this, you've probably gotten a lot of calls, a lot of people wondering different things about the technology. So if we have a lot of people who maybe are seeing it for the first time today, or you saw the previous segment and you still have some things you're wondering, what are some of the questions that you've been getting that you're able to just easily answer right here and now?
2 questions off the top is, how much does it cost and does insurance cover it? This technology is so new, there isn't an insurance code for this yet.
Wow.
Okay, so no, insurance does not cover it, unfortunately. What it costs per treatment is about $150, and it's usually usually 8 to 12 treatments, so about $1,600 to $2,400
for the full cycle.
For the whole cycle, okay, and it's, like I said, usually 8 to 12 treatments over about 1 to 2 month period,
okay,
depending on the body part and depending on the severity. And we're developing new protocols every day. That's, like I said, worldwide, we're still crowdsourcing new treatment protocols for all kinds of different maladies. But we know any kind of itises, any kind of inflammation, any kind of tendinitis, arthritis, bursitis, it is a game changer for those types of things.
I know obviously insurance is probably the first question that people do ask, but even though it isn't covered under that, I'm sure you've seen over your time doing the work that you do, how much benefit there is, if you're able to financially, to invest in your health, especially with some of this that treats things that have been long-term ailing problems for people.
Oh, absolutely. For instance, the young lady that was looking at plantar fasciitis surgery, she was going to have to be off her feet and miss work. You know, so it was actually cheaper to do this than for her, you know, what it would cost for time off of work. So that's just one example, being able to get people back in the game and doing what they need to do.
How do you feel knowing that of the 1,100 units out there, you get to be somebody that offers this and basically have not only that responsibility, but to be able to offer that to people that obviously you truly care about?
Oh, I'm just exceptionally grateful. I mean, this is, I mean, I've benefited from myself. You know, I'm treating my own elbow and some shoulders. I've been a chiropractor for 31 years, so that takes some wear and tear on the body. But yeah, just really grateful to be able to offer this to people. It's, you know, sometimes you can, you know, just doing these kind of things every day, we can take those kind of things for granted. But yeah, it is just, well, I'll put it this way. The patients just refer to it as the miracle machine.
The miracle machine?
Yeah.
I like that nickname. Well, it's neat, though, but, you know, doing this for 30 years, to see technology where it advances and then being able to actually take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
All right, so before we let you go, let's hit all the important stuff, how we can get in touch with you if people are looking to book some appointments and maybe get started on the SoftWave technology.
So call the number on the screen there, 812-949-0900. My staff is waiting right now to take your phone calls and to schedule your mapping treatment. This is non-invasive. It is not painful. It doesn't break the skin. There's no medications involved with it. There's no side effects other than you get to feel great pretty much right away.
How many things can you say that's the side effect for, right?
Exactly.
All right, Dr. Kane, it's always so good to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing all that important information. MyDrKane.com, another great place to go to get those appointments booked.
Right. Thanks, Brian.
See you next time. All right, stay with us here on Wave Listens Live. Coming up next, we'll be talking all things hydration. You know, those young athletes have been out on the field to start a new school year. We'll help them beat the heat this year. That's after the break.